Consoling anyone about grief and loss is not easy to do, but when you add children into the mix, it becomes increasingly difficult. By now, most of us already know about the terrible events that happened at the 117th Boston Marathon, but how do you speak to your children about these events? Well, we spoke with Needham Youth Services to find the answer.
The 117th Boston Marathon began like most years, runners being pushed along the 26-mile route by the cheers and support of onlookers and the jovial atmosphere that pervaded the air. However, what started with a spirit of joy soon turned to tragedy.
We know that two explosions gravely wounded dozens of Americans and took the lives of others, including an 8-year-old boy. This was a heinous and cowardly act. And given what we now know about what took place, the FBI is investigating it as an act of terrorism.
The Boston Marathon attracts nearly 500,000 spectators each year, making it New England's most widely viewed sporting event, which includes many children whom have the day off from school. And as many of the adult spectators try to come to terms with exactly what happened on Marathon Monday, children have even more questions.
Something did happen, and kids are going to hear about it, so it's really important to start conversations, ask kids, what have you heard, what do you know? And then to talk with them. It's also important that younger children, put your arm around them, touch their hand. That physical connection is very reassuring. And let them know that you're safe here, they don't have to be worried about things, but you understand if they are worried.
Mattleman also says to keep the discussion with your children open, answer their questions honestly, and most importantly, avoid bombarding them with constant graphic images of the event.
The parents really need to monitor what they say and to who they say. And also the other thing is we can't expose our children to repeated visual images of people who are bleeding because that would just raise their anxiety. Some of the graphic materials are really hard for anyone to see, a child or an adult. So we also know that children, graphic images tend to resonate and stay longer with children. So the more we expose them, the more we can upset them. We certainly want to be honest with them, but we don't want to get them to the point where they're thinking, my goodness, I'm in a crowded supermarket. Could this happen here? Raise their anxiety in all sorts of levels.
For more tips on how you can talk to your children about grief and loss, visit Needham Youth Services website. For the Needham Channel News, I'm Natalie Guthrie.